Kristin with the Rogers Public Library, and this week for Catch 'em All at the library, we will be focusing on Dugtrio. So, in your craft packet, you'll have a package of Model Magic air dry clay. You will also have some little paint pots with brown, silver, pink, and black paint, and a paintbrush. So the first thing we're gonna need to do is open our clay, and then I will show you how to make a little Dugtrio figurine. So once we have our clay open, the first thing we need to do is just kind of stretch it out and squish it so that we can work it a little bit to make it more soft and pliable so that it will be easier to shape into the pieces that we want. Once our clay feels good and ready to use, so it should be pretty stretchy and not break off super easily, then we're going to divide it into 4 pieces. They can be approximately the same size, but they don't have to be exact. And then for each of our pieces, we're just going to kind of roll them around in our hands. Can roll it up to make a little ball. And then once you have it about a ball shape, gently roll it in between. And that will flatten it out a little into a longer oval. Now mine has some little fingerprints right there from the marks on my fingers. So I'm just going to kind of pinch it around to make it more of an oval. And then I'm just going to pinch it down a little flatter. We want one end at least to be a little flat because we're going to stand that up to be our first little guy in the Dugtrio. You can skip the rolling it into a ball part and just go straight into the oval if you'd like, but doing it into the ball first kind of helps round out the top. We are going to want one piece that is taller than the rest, and then another one that is a little bit shorter, and then one that is even shorter than those. So that one can almost just be a ball. And then just roll it just a little bit so it kind of looks like a marshmallow. And that one is going to be our shortest one that goes in the front. Now, if for some reason you don't like the way you've made them, the nice thing about this clay is that you can start over. So if you don't like anything that you do, you can just squish it back and then do it again. So I'm going to go ahead and remake those, and then I'll show you the last part with our clay. All right, so then once we have our little set of 3 ovals with our flat bottoms that are stuck together, so we've got the tallest one in the back, and then the next tallest in the front, and then the smallest in the front and to your right if you're looking directly at it. So there's our 3, and then we're just going to set them down. They can be touching, which this clay will then make that kind of mold into each other. And then we're going to take our last section and we're just going to roll that out into a little kind of a snake. So you can roll it on the table, or you can roll it in your hands. And you can make it as long or as short as you would like to, as long as it goes all the way around our Dugtrio. So now we're just gonna wrap it all the way around, and then if it overlaps, that's okay. This section is going to be our section of rocks that Dugtrio are coming out of. So this section doesn't need to be smooth. You can pinch it and poke it and texture it as much as you want, and you can just do that with your fingers. You can use your paintbrush to kind of make little dents or push it around, make some texture to it. Do some of all of that. It's however you want to make your rocks look. And then we are done with your part for today. This is going to be a multi-day craft because before we paint our little clay figurine, we want it to have some time to dry. So I recommend letting this sit and dry for at least 24 hours. And then when you feel like it's dry enough, solid enough, and gonna stay in place enough for you to paint, that's when we grab our paint and we can open up all of these and we'll paint it so that it looks like Dugtrio. So I'm not going to paint this one right here, but I'll show you, you know, which sections. So first I painted with the brown, and I went ahead and painted all three of our little guys. And then while that was drying, I took the silver to paint the rock. And then I went back with the pink and the black, and you can do them in whatever order, but use the pink to give them little noses. And then use the black to give them their little eyes. And then you'll end up with your very own adorable little Dugtrio figurine. And that is our craft for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week to make another Pokemon. Bye!